Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Smoke Sessions. We have the Master of Mischief, Muhsin. How are we doing today?
Hi, Viraj. It's good to be here with you today.
It's
an absolute pleasure.
It's an absolute pleasure.
God, you're handsome.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to have sex with me?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Dude, I saw you last week.
You didn't see me last week?
I did.
No, you didn't?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, technically.
Yeah, technically.
Continuity.
Continuity.
We don't bulk film these.
No.
Everything happens when it happens.
Yeah, most of the time.
How when you see it on a Wednesday, we filmed it on a Wednesday.
Wait, why am I winking?
Did you just wink into the microphone? You really forgot how the world works for a second, didn't you?
Look, it's been a minute, yeah?
You're the type of person to try and high-five a blind person, aren't you?
Nah.
I bumped into a blind person once, and I tutted, and then I realised they were blind, and I've never felt like such a terrible person.
How do you know they weren't faking to be blind?
They definitely weren't. They had the stick, they had the helper.
Yeah, but you've seen all the people online that have the stick.
No, she was definitely blind. Because I see her on campus all the time.
Okay.
I felt so bad. Because I went, oh, like that, right? And I was like, oh, I'm an awful human being.
Did you apologise to her? She probably heard you.
I did. You know when the momentum already took me too far away and she was walking in the other direction? It wasn't a good moment in my life, I'll be honest. That wasn't my best moment.
Did you go home and repent for your sins?
I went into the library and pretended like it never happened. I think this is the first time I've ever said that, actually.
When did this happen?
I want to say second year or third year of uni.
Of uni?
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, man. Siri, go away. How's your week been?
It's been good. You know, my students see this podcast.
Say hi.
Hello, I guess. They see it on their, some of them told me that it comes up on their TikTok.
We're doing something right.
Yeah. I wonder how, it's probably because, you know, TikTok recommends things sometimes on proximity.
Yep.
And if you're 2 hours in the same place, maybe the algorithm is the background like, meh.
Maybe. I'd love to know how that TikTok algorithm works. Like, actually understand it, because it would be so cool.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Really?
I can't talk about it yet. I can't talk about it. I'll tell you off air, but I have to do some research.
Yeah, boy.
Hopefully it'll get published.
Nice.
I can't say too much about it, but...
You sign NDAs and all of that fun stuff?
No, but like, it's, yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Ooh, fancy. We're seeing a lot of doing research. It's not like it's part of your degree.
Talk to me about your drinking problem you developed. I want to hear about this.
I have a drinking problem, mate. I don't.
Explain to people what we're alluding to, and then I've got some questions to ask you.
Okay, I went to Spain to get away from the world for a while after our 1 Minute Smoke show. Just kind of just jetted off straight away. And I had like 5 days of continuous drinking where I told Muhsin, I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to vibe out, make YouTube videos and chill. Ended up just drinking for 5 days, or it felt like I was drinking for 5 days. It wasn't, but every time he texted or called me, I was drinking. So,
was there a moment when you went on this drinking escapade where you realized how easy it might be to develop a drinking problem?
Oh, so easy.
Because at university, we all had drinking problems.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, we all had drinking problems.
I felt like I was getting back into it.
But at uni, you don't really think of it as a problem because you're like, it's uni. I'm supposed to be doing this.
I didn't think of it there because everyone does it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's just part of the culture. You have a glass of wine with your lunch, or like midday, and then you have another glass of wine, and then you have another glass of wine.
In Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, not at uni.
It's normal. No, not at uni. Like, it's normal. And then you get to like 10 o'clock at night and you realize like you personally have finished a bottle of wine just over the course of a day.
That's insane.
But wine is cheaper than alcohol. So wine is cheaper than alcohol. Wine is cheaper than water in Spain. It's give or take the same price.
Why?
Well,
how?
Well, if you can buy the really, really like bad wine and it is cheaper than water. But more often than not.
Why is water so expensive in Spain?
Because you get bottled water.
Yeah, but how much is that going to cost? €3?
So when you're with a table
of
people, like, you usually end up getting like a big bowl.
4 or 5 euros?
Yeah, like a glass of wine is like €2.
A glass of wine is €2?
Yeah, mate.
That's cheaper than England.
Yeah, but we get the obviously I get the slightly nicer wine, so it's a little bit more expensive. But like on average, it's depending on where you go.
That's so cheap.
This is what I mean. You need to come to Spain with me.
You know how this is how I know drinking culture at universities are out of control. When I would drink wine at university, I'd drink it from the bottle, right? On
Yeah.
a night out because it was cheap. I'd
You
buy
drink.
Echo.
Oh,
I'd drink it
Echo
straight out.
Falls.
Yeah, straight out the
Whoa.
bottle. And if I saw someone drinking wine out of a wine glass at pre-drinks, I'd look at them like, what
are
is
you
wrong
doing
with
here?
you? When in fact, that's exactly how you're supposed to consume wine, not from a bottle like you're some sort of Asbo child.
So you used to down a whole bottle of wine before you went out.
So my pre-drinks, this was my
This is
pre-drinks.
the routine.
So a bottle of wine at pre-drinks.
You're
And then-
mad. I've never seen you drink wine in your life.
I'd only drink because it was cheap, right? A bottle of wine at pre-drinks and a couple of vodka lemonades from vodka that I'd just have around.
Yeah.
And then I would maybe buy a couple of drinks at the SU, but try and avoid it because I didn't want to spend the money. So the problem with that is I was so far gone before I even got to the SU.
Yeah.
By the time I get to the SU, I've lost all control and inhibitions by then.
That just sounds dangerous.
Yeah, but I think it's one of the reasons why I remain functional because it gave me more time to get the alcohol out of my system. Because all the drinking would be done by 10 p.m.
Yeah, I practiced the same thesis
Yeah.
of how to drink. Get all your drinking done by 10, then go to the SU. Then sober up whilst you're in the SU. You get this beautiful hour and a half,
Yeah.
which is all you really need anyway. And then by that time, everyone's not sober, everyone's getting stupidly drunk. So you're like, okay, time to go.
It's amazing how. So I went out for my brother-in-law's birthday in London, right? And each round of drinks for 4 people cost £70.
It's dumb. It's stupid.
And we were having vodka lemonades.
Where were you drinking?
It was this Turkish restaurant in Great Portland Street.
Jesus,
Each round, 70 quid
that hurts.
for 4 people. Mad, innit?
London is just too expensive. I'm moving to Spain.
And the people I was with, they were much, much older people. So they were getting they're in their 40s, families, accountants and stuff, right?
And they were doing vodka lemonades.
Yeah, but they were getting Grey Goose, vodka
Oh, okay.
lemonades.
Okay, so that
or
makes
Ciroc.
sense. I was thinking you're just getting normal vodka lemonades and it's
Yeah.
like 70 quid.
My sister got a bottle of vodka
The-
for £80.
The jump,
What's the point?
the jump between a Grey Goose and like a Smirnoff, mad. Like it's so much different.
If I blind tested the average person,
Yeah, I don't think the average person could tell.
no,
You couldn't. I don't think the average person could tell the difference between a Smirnoff and a Ciroc.
no, I don't think I could.
I don't think I could, but I know there is a big difference.
The people I was with were saying they could. They said, "Oh, this is much smoother," and in my head I'm thinking,
No, Goose
Is
is
it?
smooth. Goose is smooth.
I don't even,
Goose, Blavod, and there's one more.
Ciroc,
No, not Ciroc. There's another one after Goose. I can't remember. his name.
Belvedere,
Belvedere.
yeah.
Those three, I mean, Blavod's black vodka. Incredibly smooth alcohol.
Yeah.
But your go-to is always Smirnoff. That's all they give you at a bar.
It's cheap. That's why. Or Absolute is cheap.
I couldn't tell the difference between Absolute and Smirnoff.
I don't like flavored vodka.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's gross.
disgusting.
I don't need
I don't
vodka.
care what you. I don't care what you're talking about. Flavored vodka, nasty.
Yeah, if I'm gonna flavor, if I want lime flavor in my vodka, I'll either add a cordial or just a fresh lime.
Exactly.
I don't need whatever these lot are putting in it. I tell you what, there's never been a single fruit that's entered the Absolute factory. It's not real fruits that they're putting in
Oh,
there.
for sure.
No. You know what's interesting? You know when you went to Spain, right?
Yeah.
And you were on your Muhsin breaks.
Is that what we're calling them?
I call them Muhsin breaks. It hurts my feelings, you know. I'll be honest with you. When you don't answer my calls and I know you've rejected the call, it hurts
How do you know I've rejected the call?
because it stops ringing early.
Do you? I think you know. Sometimes I just put the phone down like this, and I just watch it ring.
In my head, I'm thinking this guy doesn't even have the respect to watch it ring out.
Sometimes I do.
Show some decency.
Sometimes I do. It's all love. Sometimes
don't
I like
like it.
I just wanted to go away for a while, and it was
Yeah.
nice.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You
No
can come with
breaks.
me. I told you can come with me,
No breaks.
but you choose not to.
How dare you?
You choose not to. I
You
said,
chose
listen,
this
come.
life. You chose this friendship.
I did.
You did.
No, actually, no. I was blackmailed into this friendship.
How? Oh, we
Ali
can't.
Salah.
Yeah, and also, now that we're doing this, you can't get out of this friendship. You're stuck in this friendship now.
I can but I have to find a way to work myself out of it. Because obviously I'm invested in this and the thing that we're building here. But I think at some point, we talk about the Nelk boys.
Yeah.
And one of the Nelk boys, I can't remember his name, we talked about him off camera. He runs the business side of Nelk now.
Jesse.
Jesse, I could see myself doing something like that for this. However, there is a part of me that gets a kick out of being on camera,
Yeah.
and I don't think I could give that up.
Can I be completely honest with you?
Go on.
I don't know if you necessarily agree. I don't know if this. I don't think this is gonna hurt your feelings. I think your success in media
Yeah.
will be off-camera things.
I think that as well.
Yeah, I think you're more. I think you're good at the on-camera stuff, but I think your true calling is everything that surrounds these things.
It's weird because I've thought about the same thing, but to get me into that position, I have to be on camera.
Yeah, I mean everything, all the success you've had
It's come from being on camera.
Yeah, and learning on camera.
Exactly. And that's the difference. I know I have to do it to get myself to a position where I can remove myself from the equation and it function and then manage that.
Yeah.
I want to, I've said this to you 1,000 times. I want to be like an Uncle Dana for what we've got going on here.
Now that things are financially paying off for you,
Yeah. Your boy got a job. Your boy got a 9 to 5. As much as we slate it, your boy got a 9 to 5.
Yeah, but you got a 9 to 5 that's in line with your goals and ambitions.
Yeah, it is. I'm learning something new, which is nice. And I've got an awesome team and I'm enjoying the work. I mean, it's my 4th day, so I'll keep you updated on it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But my question to you is, at the time you were scared, like when you started this whole adventure of realizing that you didn't like your degree, your economics degree, and realizing that you did something that you probably regret of going to uni.
I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
But you get what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying.
The life choices or the route you thought you were going to go into investment banking. And
you
all
always
that
bring
stuff.
this up
Because it's interesting, and I think a lot of people can benefit from hearing it, right? Because there's a lot of people in your position. Really, I don't think you talk about it enough, actually.
I feel like I do. I feel like I tell everyone about it.
No, but I think you should talk about it more on camera because I think it's important. Because you went down the economics route. For most of your life, you thought you were going to be an investment banker or work in finance of some sort. You realized at the age of 21, basically, that wasn't for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've gone on this coming up to 3 years?
It's almost 3 years of creating.
3 years of creating, where now you found a route that's going to financially pay off.
Yep.
Does it still feel like you took a risk? Or do you feel like you were scared for no reason at the time?
I try and treat it so that each day I'm grateful for making that risk. So I always have a little bit of the risk in me. It's just I've managed that risk now. Does that make sense? So I've got myself into a position whereby I have a sustainable income through my job.
Yeah.
And that's useful to have, right? As much as we talk about the 9 to 5 and, you know, it might come off as slating it, we're never slating it. We're just saying that that's an option for some people. That's maybe not the option for us.
Mm-hmm.
I actually enjoy the work I'm doing now. I enjoy my team, like I said. So I find that really useful. But at the end of the day, everything I'm doing is fun. And so I wake up and I might be tired, but I look forward to my day.
Mm-hmm.
And I've managed the risk of doing YouTube, doing the comedy show, doing smoke sessions and everything else that we've got going on. So to answer your question specifically, it feels like less of a risk now because I've been able to build that into my life.
And what's the secret behind making it work? Because I'm sure there's lots of times you were probably worried that it wasn't going to work.
Consistency straight up, one.
Yeah.
Consistency, always. I think we hold each other accountable, and the fact that I hold you accountable for being like, Muhsin, we need to do this week. Like, this, and you go, okay, just show up and we can roll. Like, that works because you give me free reign to be like, I can come at this time. Does that work for you? No, this time, I've got space here. Come and do this, try this, see if that works. So you give me options to work it around my own schedule. So accountability, consistency, but first and foremost, it's like I just have fun.
Yeah.
And as long as you're having fun, in my opinion, and you having fun with friends, you're having fun and you're getting paid for it. Not everyone is in that position, but I'm in that position and I've found that works for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep myself grounded. And the Muhsin breaks help. Because the Muhsin breaks allow me to go away and not get caught up in our little bubble. So I step out, and while I might not have an interaction with you, I'm having interactions with other people that I can come back and be like, okay, I think we should be doing this slightly differently.
Mm-hmm.
And give you that option, and you go, yeah, I like that for this business. No, I don't like that for this business. And then we move forward. So it's useful taking the breaks from you because we don't start sipping on our own Kool-Aid and it just turns into this like wreck that, comes tumbling down. We get other ideas from other people that we can then implement and move forward and keep moving forward and keep building traction, like the comedy shows. So we have problems sometimes with them, like we had the mic situation in the last one. I go out, talk to someone else, and they come back and they go, oh, why don't you do this way, that way? That way you always have a mic on you. And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Why don't you, have a couple people on standby in the local vicinity? Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. If you don't want to have to like go out and buy a mic. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think I'm just having a lot of fun at the moment and just keeping myself grounded in that, I got my own goals I want to hit. I got my own goals for the business I want to hit. And it's a matter of managing my own expectation of it all.
Yeah.
And that's another key thing, I think, managing my own expectation. Because you can go in and we've talked about this, we want to turn this into like a monster of a production house. But that's not going to happen overnight unless you throw money at the wall and see what sticks. We don't have that capability. So we do what we can within our means to scale it up and work from there.
Doing this stuff can put pressure on friendships.
Do you feel it puts pressure on our friendship?
Yeah, of course.
Bro, I slate you sometimes in my head.
Of course it puts pressure on a friendship because we're working together now.
Yeah.
And it's like there's professional stuff. I say professional stuff, like stuff that we're doing on this project.
Exactly.
And we might have like frustrations about certain things. Like, for example, when I'll get frustrated if you don't answer a call.
Yeah.
Or I know sometimes Ali can get frustrated when we get too caught up in the work stuff.
Yeah.
And that inevitably puts pressure on the friendships. So what advice would you give to people who planning on starting a business with their friends?
I think make it very clear with your mates that every single one of you should be able to walk away and still be friends.
Yeah.
And I think although we never said that out loud to each other, we have an understanding of that.
But do we? Because
I think that if I ever dropped out of this, I would still be your friend.
But it's easy. I think we've been tested, but it's easy now. But it's like when people say, oh, me and my girlfriend don't argue. That's because you don't have a house together, you don't have a mortgage together, you don't have a car together.
Yo, I was calling you like every single day for a good 6 months. Like we were having like, I felt like I was living with you.
Yeah.
Although I physically wasn't, I felt like it. Like I felt like, you were my partner, so to speak.
But I'm saying, what happens when there's hundreds of thousands of pounds on the line, or even millions of pounds on the line?
That's why.
What happens then? That's going to put way more pressure on.
I think we're foraying into that now. Of okay, maybe not the hundreds of thousands yet, but we're foraying into like working contracts out and things like that. And transparency, key.
I think that's important.
Real transparency, and although we have ideas, and sometimes I have to manage your expectations on what is and isn't possible. I like to go away, get the work done, and come back to the team and be like, look, we both hate hot air.
Yeah.
We both hate being dreamers, although we like to dream. Because if we're dreamers, nothing gets done.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're both on the same table, or on the same page about that. So when I say something to you and I'm like, Muhsin, don't get ahead of yourself on this. Don't say anything about this yet. That's because I'm trying to put it together so that I can come to the table and be like, this is what one example of this looks like. Do you like that or do you not? What can we change?
Yeah.
And when money comes into it, you begin it 3 ways. But those contracts that you write up have the ability to change over time, right? Mm-hmm. Because what you're doing together changes. Maybe I step out and I take a different role. So my cut of something gets reduced, but my cut in something else gets increased because I'm managing something else, right? That's all stuff that we're going to have to work out as friends, as business partners, as colleagues, as peers. So when money comes into the equation, it can, for lack of a better word, really mess up every single relationship that you have with your mates. But I think you need to be strong enough with your friends and clear enough with your friends to say, look, when a hard conversation comes up, this is business. Mm-hmm. This is not me attacking you personally. Yeah? And sure, we both have thoughts about each other sometimes. I'm like, Muhsin, like, please just shut up, honestly.
Mhm.
But I know it's a passing feeling because it's just I'm stressed about something else somewhere else, and I'm taking that out on you, and that's wrong.
Mhm.
Like I shouldn't do that to my brother, or I shouldn't do that to my parents, or I shouldn't do that to my cousins. But I think it's very important to be clear, and it's very important to be transparent, and it's very important to be able to walk away from everything and be like, look, this didn't work out. We had a great time doing it. Let's see what we can do again.
I think one thing we need to work on, and I advise anyone who's starting a business with friends, is we as a group need to spend more time just hanging out as friends rather than Ali's right about this because Ali says this all the time. Instead of just only seeing each other when we're working, but at the same time, now everyone is so busy. It's not like when we were at university,
you can do that, right?
you
Because
can
you're
do
just
that.
chilling.
But now trying to get 4 or 5 people, 6 people in the same place at the same time.
So here's what
hard.
Here's what I've started doing with my friends from high school. Every quarter I started with one of them. I go for a dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing crazy. It's not like massive pretentious like Mayfair. It's like maybe a place in Soho, just a normal Italian or whatever that we can sit for hours and just talk.
Yeah.
Can be about business, can be about friendships, can be about like what's going on in your life. You're all right. But this quarter, I've decided to expand it to other friends.
Mm-hmm.
So other people from high school to come in and be like, look, I do this once a quarter with our mate. Do you wanna come in? We talk about everything. It's just a catch up. I don't call you enough, but I'd rather see you in person.
Yeah.
That I like because it sets precedent of once a quarter this is happening. I'll organize it, no issue. But once a quarter this is happening. This is the restaurant. Show up if you want. Here's the Google invite. If you don't want to show up, just give me a heads up 24 hours before.
That's why Jumeirah Lounge was so great because
yes,
shisha lounges are just a brown person's pub. So we could just go there and we could work, we could hang out, we could socialize all at the same time and it wouldn't feel any different. The lines would be so blurred. We could do everything we needed from there.
And it's nice. I think, we're obviously in a weird space because we don't have that. But you are right. It's a brown man's pub.
Mm.
Really, really well and truly. And Ali, to an extent, I think is right. My brain's always wired on for what we're doing though. So anything that I see and I'm like, oh, we could use that. Like I'm noting it down mentally, physically in a journal or looking at it from an angle. And yeah, that has its flaws. But I think I've got to a point where I can differentiate that.
How often do you not feel tired? I'm always tired.
Nah, I think I'm tired at the moment because of, I've had an interaction with a lot of people in the last week. Give me 2 weeks and I'll be back to normal. I've got my sleep routine back on point.
Yeah.
I'll get back to normal. And once I get in the gym again, I'll be okay.
I can't remember the last time I felt fresh.
It's
bad. I always feel tired.
I feel fresh? I think Sunday morning I felt fresh. I woke up and I was like, yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
On Monday morning. Woke up, 5 o'clock, was just awake.
Yeah, no, I'm never like that.
I love the feeling of it.
I always feel tired. It's bad. And I can't work out why. Like, I'm always like mentally
drained.
Yeah.
Are you looking at a screen always?
Yeah, there's that. And I'm always thinking about stuff. If it's not comedy, it's work. And now gym, because I'm going gym. That's tiring. So like mentally, I'm always like.
But isn't that like your headspace? Like you get out and you don't need to think about anything else when you're at the gym except from working out.
No, I think about other things at the gym. I don't listen to music at the gym.
What?
I don't listen to music at the gym.
What do you listen to?
Nothing.
You're one of them.
Yeah, I'm a psychopath. People who don't listen to
that's
music.
Messed up.
Yeah, people who don't listen to music at the gym are there to avenge someone.
Who are you avenging?
I don't know. They're there training for something. Worry about those people.
I do not want to come to your gym.
Especially if I'm doing weights. Between sets, I just sit there, just like bored, staring into space. I just don't have headphones.
You know what? I find that if I'm doing cardio and it's like on a bike or running, I end up procrastinating on my phone. But when I'm doing weights, I don't procrastinate.
Wait, if you're running, how could you be playing on your phone?
The phone's in front of me. Like I'll put a Netflix on or something.
It's kind of like cheating in a way, isn't it?
It is. I find it's cheating. And like I'm on the bike and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's like, why do they have TVs in gyms? Like, I don't want to watch TV. Why is the news on? I don't care.
David Goggins says that. David Goggins says he doesn't listen to music while he runs long distances because he wants to get in touch with his inner self
That I
to
understand.
fight his demons.
Because when you're running long distances, there's a difference. You really have to tap into something.
Yeah.
And music, you end up riding the highs.
Mm-hmm.
And so you become attached to the music. It becomes ingrained in the way you run. So you speed up when the song's more fast paced. You slow down when the song's slower.
You know what's weird, right? So I can't dance
Yeah?
at all. But
Facts.
if there's music playing while I'm like boxing, I can box to the rhythm of the song, which is weird. But if I had to dance, I can't catch the beat.
There's a difference between rhythm and dance. Rhythm and dancing, though. You've got rhythm, you might not be able to dance.
Yeah, I can't just when I can't dance, but I can box and move while I'm boxing to the
So
beat.
you've got rhythm.
Yeah, I can catch a beat. Like if I'm boxing, I can move to the beat of the song. But if I have to dance, it's a shit show. I can't dance at all. It's bad.
Why? Why can't
I don't
you
know.
dance?
I just
You've
feel
never been able to.
Never.
I would have loved to see you at the SU.
You know,
that would have been so fun.
Until like the age of 13, I thought you were meant to dance to the lyrics. I didn't realize you were supposed to dance to the beat. That never registered to me.
I never even thought about it that way.
Yeah, I used to dance to the lyrics.
Well, at uni, like, you end up dancing to the lyrics because everyone's like, you know, shouting the lyrics out at the same time. And it's like Dave or Skepta or JME or Gigs or whoever on Migos.
At uni, you're not really dancing though.
You're just jumping up and down.
Yeah,
That's
because
that's
it's
what
too.
it is. You're jumping up and down or you're whining.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
don't have
difference.
space to really dance on those dance floors. You're just kind of like moving frantically.
That thing was
elbowing
like, you
people in the
think
jaw.
about it, and it was just a cesspool of just germs.
Yeah, chlamydia.
What?
There was so much chlamydia in the air.
The things that happen, disgusting.
SUs have so much chlamydia in the air. If you breathe too heavily, you will catch chlamydia.
Oh, 100%.
It's disgusting.
Horrible. Would you ever go back for an SU night?
Not to an SU night. If it was an alumni event, I'd go for the laugh.
I'll go for the last.
I'm not just going to go to a random SU night with a bunch of 18-year-olds.
Speaking of alumni events, Royal Holloway's putting on one of their summer balls for alumni, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's something you would go to?
Yeah, 100%.
I would go to that.
Yeah. Should we go?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll go.
Get the whole squad out.
Yeah.
Oh, any excuse to dress up, man. I'm going. I don't know how to buy tickets.
Only thing is, we're going to see a lot of people we never ideally wouldn't want to see.
It's no big deal. It's all right. It's like you reminisce over old times. You're like, oh, hey, how you doing? What are you up to? It's like sophisticated drinks.
Summer balls were always more fun as an idea than they were in practice.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the
100%.
day, it was quite of an ordeal.
Oh man, I remember my last summer ball. I don't know like how this happened. And so I was waiting. I was ready, and everyone was getting ready. Everyone had started drinking. And I was waiting for some people to come, and one of my mate's girlfriends needed picking up from somewhere, and he was like, "Mate, I'm too messed up to go. I've drunk too much. Can you go and pick her up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Where's she at?" She's like, "She's down the road." I'm like, "You want me to go and pick your girlfriend up from down the road? Can't she walk?" And he's like, "No, come on, please."
She's wearing heels, isn't it?
She's wearing heels. And I'm like, "Okay, I'll get in the car." So I had the roof down on the Mazda because I'd gone out early and I was going to put the roof up later. I got out. The music's blaring from our back garden. I get in the car and I jump into the car like James Bond, fully kitted out in a suit, stick it in reverse, just go get her, bring her back. It was so awesome.
I do miss that Mazda.
It's still got it. Just brake pads are going.
That was a fun car.
It is a fun car. I do miss
now
driving
it's just a health and safety
Oh,
hazard.
Lord knows.
That's not... How far do you reckon you could drive that car safely now?
I have complete faith that I could drive it to the south of France and back. Complete faith.
Really?
Complete
I
faith.
think that faith is misplaced.
Nope. Complete faith that car would make it. The engine would make it. I maybe wouldn't.
Explain your obsession with buying old cars that aren't as reliable. It makes no sense to me.
There's a soul to them, right? there is an absolute soul to these machines that I don't feel when I'm in a new car. I get in an old car, right? And I feel a connection to it.
Okay.
I talk to it. I caress it. I can feel, I think I can feel like every part of her just moving.
Okay, so I'll give you options. You can either have an antique Ferrari,
Yeah.
or a 2020 Ferrari 458.
I'd take an antique Ferrari.
Really? You're a fool, man. You're a fool.
I don't care what you say. One, I'm going to have more enjoyment out of that antique Ferrari. And two, that antique Ferrari will probably get me into more places than a 458 would.
How? Oh, because of road shows. Yeah. Have you ever been to one of those?
I have. I don't like them.
Yeah, they seem a little bit like...
They're a little bit odd.
Yeah, they look odd.
They're a little bit odd.
Like the people there look a little bit unstable.
Sometimes.
Because they put so much effort. Some of them put so much effort for that one day. Like they'll spend tens of thousands of pounds.
It's crazy.
People get... You know what's funny? When people get their car wrapped for one day.
I don't get that.
That makes no sense. And then they just... You have to have a lot of money to want to do that.
It's like you wrap it and then you're going to unwrap it. Like, what?
Yeah.
Do you unwrap it or do you take it back to the dealership? You're like, your car is not with you for like 2 days of the year.
One thing I don't get either, when people buy a really nice car and they put their company branding on it.
You're
ruining the car.
I'm not a fan of that.
You're ruining the car. Like when Steve will do it, wrapped his car up in the Happy Dad thing. And I'm like, you need to have a lot of nice cars to be willing to give up a Lamborghini like that. Yeah. A lot of nice cars.
Have you heard, when these guys give away cars, right? I don't know if this is true or not, but I was reading an article, I was listening to something.
No, it's not their own money, by the way.
No, it's not that they're their own money. When they give them away,
yeah,
according to US tax or US tax laws,
they can write it off.
No, they can't write. Maybe they can write it off, but the person that receives it, it counts as income. So the issue you get is basically where there are people that have been given Ferraris that counts as income. So maybe a quarter of a million, that they can't afford to pay personal tax on.
Well, they're advised to keep it for a bit and then sell it before that tax kicks in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard Steve talking about it
That's
on one of his
so
things.
Interesting.
Because some guy bought he gave a guy like a Lamborghini or something.
Yeah.
And he said, keep this for a bit, but you're going to have to sell it because then you'll have to pay the tax or something. Or something along those lines.
That's wild.
You can keep it for like 3 months, which to be honest, fine. You'll enjoy it for 3 months, and then you'll sell it for...
You'll get so bored, you won't be able to keep the upkeep on it.
Yeah, anyway. You can't afford that car. Especially if they'll give it to like a 21-year-old. A 21-year-old, even if it's free, you can't afford a £250,000 car. You just can't. How much does it cost to fill up a Ferrari?
Probably it's £100 tank, at least.
Oh, at least, yeah. At least. And then, God forbid, something breaks.
Oh, you're screwed. You're screwed.
How much will it cost to get like a new brake in a Ferrari?
Like a whole new brake system?
Yeah,
like looking at like over probably like $2,000.
Yeah, people can't afford that.
They're not like normal brakes. You can't just like pick a brake up off a Ford and put it on a Ferrari. It doesn't work like that. These are like custom built for Ferraris. Obviously, like there's huge amounts of engineering that goes into it. There are certain Ferraris that have carbon fiber wheels.
Yeah.
Do you know how much the carbon fiber alloys cost? It's stupid amount of options.
And also, let's get this right. When YouTubers give away these cars and stuff, a lot of the time, the video is sponsored.
Yeah.
And it's not coming out their own pocket. Like Dave Dobrik, he's not paying for all those things. Mr. Beast is a different case because...
Mr. Beast is...
It's reinvested into the episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast is a different beast because his model is slightly different. My understanding from his videos is that he goes and gets a loan and that loan pays for the video, but that pays off the video and then his other channels feed into his main channel. So the main channel is the crazy one. The other ones actually generate revenue for that.
Do you think people like Mr. Beast would have been successful if YouTube didn't exist in just another walk of life? Do you think Steve would have been successful if YouTube didn't exist?
I think that Kyle would have been successful.
Yeah.
Kyle's a businessman at heart.
Yeah, I don't think Steve would have been.
I have my doubts.
Yeah.
I think Steve would have been an entertainer. As like a comic of some sorts. On TV or something. I think Steve would have gone down that route. Mr. Beast, I think Mr. Beast would have been successful in whatever he put his heart to.
This is a bit off topic, but it's just made me think of something. and I'm a stand-up comedian and I don't know the answer to this. It is very weird how people realize that they could be good at stand-up comedy.
We've talked about this. Like,
Yeah,
how
I think
do
it's
you
bizarre.
know?
How do you know? How do you know that you're going to be good at this? And by the way, it's so scary when you start and nerve-wracking. So why did I keep going? Viraj, when I first started stand-up, right, any gig I got, it's the reason why I didn't do many gigs when I first started. It takes so much mental effort to get myself to the gig because I'd be so scared.
That is, honestly, it's no different. That feeling, the way you describe it, is no different than me pressing record on that camera on my first couple of videos.
It's weird, but you carried on. It's weird, isn't it? That makes you...
It's like, the kick. It's the adrenaline kick afterwards.
That you overcome all of that.
Yeah, I love it. That's why I will never stop documenting my life, whether it's through photos, reels, whatever it is. I will always do some format of it. It just might not be in the medium that I'm currently doing.
Yeah. There have been many moments in stand-up comedy where, like, with my comedian friends, where we're about to do, like, a really rowdy show, right, where the audience are kicking off. They're booing, they're kicking people off the stage, and there's, like, 400 people there. And we all look at each other like, why do we enjoy this? Like, why do we put us... Like, it's 1 a.m, and there's a possibility that we're about to get booed off stage, and yet we're here with a smile on our faces.
And you do it for free, wouldn't you?
And I have done it for free. Many times.
There's no answer except for
you just love it.
You just love it.
It's so weird when you think about what people do to themselves for things they love.
Like, look, when we were in like the thick of doing this last year, right? And I was driving up from work and I was spending like stupid amounts of money just to get here, and I'd complain to you the whole way up. I'd still get here and I'd still make it like it was always the highlight of my week.
Like today, it took you like over 2 hours to get here.
It was long. Traffic was dead. And I'd done a full day of work. I was up at 5:30. I'm here because I'm committed. I'm here because I'm accountable. I'm here because I've got skin in the game for this, and I want to help build this into whatever it is. But I can't push it forward without me being here and having a conversation with you, without having a conversation with Ali, without having a conversation with whoever else we bring into it in the future. Like, we were chatting off camera about streaming, right? We're probably going to move to a streaming model and lock in at a certain time per week. This is what is happening. Doesn't matter what it is.
Where are we streaming to?
So the likelihood is we'd stream on Twitch.
But who's going on Twitch?
You'd be surprised. The Twitch audience is crazy.
Would our audience need a Twitch account?
No.
So where'd they find the link? Can't we do it on Instagram Live?
We can, but then we can't get that format.
What format?
Like this format in the camera would be slightly different.
Why is that a problem?
There's a workaround. I just don't want to use the workaround because it's not very good.
Right.
So we can do it on YouTube Live or we can do it on Twitch Live.
I prefer YouTube Live.
Twitch, though, has its benefits for reasons that I can't discuss on camera at the moment with you.
Right.
But we'll discuss afterwards.
Okay.
It's all the secrecy to
probably
all of our business dealings.
It's probably that, let's be honest.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Auntie
I'm getting good at this. I can't confirm or deny.
Auntie Elizabeth speaks a lot. Speaking of Auntie Elizabeth,
Queen Jubilee.
Have you seen she's gonna be paying off Prince Andrew's bribe money?
Really?
So have you heard about what's happened with Prince Andrew?
I've been on my Muhsin break.
Okay, so Prince Andrew has paid a settlement out of court to his accuser. Right, so it's not going to go to a jury. It's not going to go to trial. So they come to an out-of-court settlement, and it's in the millions. Where's that money coming from?
British taxpayer.
The monarchy. So we are paying, ladies and gentlemen, for
This
Prince
isn't
Andrew's...
misinformation, is it?
No, it's not. We are paying for Prince Andrew's extracurricular activities, which is possibly one of the best reasons I've heard for the end of the monarchy.
You can't give up on monarchy.
But when we start paying for people's hush-hush money for sex scandals, I think that's a pretty good argument for giving up the monarchy. That is bad.
We don't even have a monarchy. Like, it doesn't really exist.
It exists more here than it does anywhere else. We have the most famous monarchy.
Yeah, but...
What do you mean we don't have a monarchy?
No, we have a monarchy. It's just like, they're just figureheads.
Who are getting in scandals and we're paying for it? Viraj, it's going to be...
I disagree with you.
It's probably in the tens of millions.
Well,
They haven't disclosed, but I can't imagine it's anything less than the tens of millions.
Look, I am.
Do you not see how morally corrupt that is?
I'm not afraid to say the state that our monarchy is in is not a good state.
Yeah.
And as much as there is bad with our monarchy, there is good with our monarchy. It is a massive source of tourism for the UK.
Yeah.
Like, massive source. It's also what, the empire wasn't a great time. But it was also like a small island owned half the globe. Like that shows the power that monarchy had at that point in time. Not everything they did was good, not everything they did was bad. And I'm not really sure. You can look at it both ways and be like, the good outweighs the bad outweighs the good. But a lot of countries are the way they are because of the monarchy. They might not have been the same for the good or bad, had they not come in. Now, the fact that the Queen goes to Australia for, monarchy stuff, I don't really know what you call it. There is a word for it. I think that pays dividends with our connections to part of the world, the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth, their tours. I think that pays dividends for us maintaining relationships with people, us retaining relationships with countries, because they're tied in.
See, I don't buy that.
You don't?
No, because I think fundamentally money speaks. Money talks. And as long as there's trade deals, then those countries are going to be more than happy to pay bull. Like, for example, right? Something else that's going to kick up a massive fuss. The Queen has declared that when Prince Charles becomes king, Camilla is going to become queen also. And the whole reason she was never made princess is because after Princess Diana died, everyone put their foot down and said, hell to the nah, she is not going to be a princess, because the support for Princess Diana was strong. Yeah. And 27 years later, however long ago it was, 26 years later, you want to make Camilla queen.
It's just a title. It doesn't mean anything.
No, but it does, unfortunately, because a lot of people buy into this stuff. And it's the principle of it.
But
it's why
not.
It's so
they
powerful.
know. It's just like the fact that the new prime minister, when he's appointed, goes and sees the Queen, is just formalities. There is they hold no power because they gave that up. It's just formalities.
It's formality to you, but for hundreds of millions of people around the world, it means a lot.
You think so?
Yeah, it's why the interest around the Queen and Harry and Meghan was so strong, right? It's one of the reasons why, along with racism. But it's also interesting to me, right? And a lot of people have pointed this out. The media's coverage over Harry and Meghan compared to Prince Andrew,
madness.
It's damning. One left for the protection of his family. The other was on an island doing unspeakable things to teenage girls. But because one is mixed-raced, has a black mother,
yep,
you alienate them, you turn them into public enemy number one, you make them fear for their safety. But Prince Andrew, you just give these really objective...
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Newspaper titles. It's mad. It's madness.
It's wrong.
How's that fair?
It's not.
And you know what it's tied into? Racism.
So
it's the only answer for it.
Do you think our country has a problem with racism, or it's our monarchy has a problem with racism?
I think Britain has this weird, and it's tied into Brexit as well. Britain has, a lot of people still have this weird superiority complex where they think we are Great Britain with the British Empire and all this and that. When it's just tied into this weird British superiority complex that we have from the British Empire still.
Can I just make a point here? I went to Spain, yeah, and I had to go and queue in the all other passports section.
How was that?
That was not fun.
Yeah.
That was not fun. I didn't enjoy it.
Took longer?
No. It took quicker because I went at a nice time, but
yeah,
my mum and brother went there a couple of days before me, or maybe 24 hours before me, and their line was massive. And it's like, now we don't have that option, and it's all, I wouldn't say, okay, it is kind of like everyone's fault that voted Brexit for whatever reasons they voted because of misinformation, but like, you caused that. You caused your own problem, and you're now going to be complaining about it when everything opens up and you go on holiday. So you brought this on yourselves, mates.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's like when you ask people why they voted for Brexit, they'll say something like, we want our sovereignty back. What does that mean, Shirley?
Absolutely no freaking idea.
You have no clue what that means. You're just saying words.
Spell sovereignty.
Exactly. I can't spell it.
Crypto, sovereignty. Does that make any sense? No.
SOVERI.
I know. I
don't know.
I'll spell it out.
You see? You can't spell it. You can't spell it, Shirley.
Half the people can't even say it.
New rule. If you can't spell the word, right, don't use it as a reason to vote for an election that has an impact on tens of millions of people's lives. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
How's the old misinformation battle going on?
I'm losing.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not good.
That's not good. I mean, look at the world.
Misinformation inside the metaverse is going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be so scary. Because it's going to be so immersive. It's going to be so easy to believe.
It's going to
I
be
wonder if
so
there's any
interesting.
papers that come out on that.
No, there's nothing yet. I did a little bit of research. There's nothing
Metaverse and misinformation.
yet. The Economic Forum is probably... The World Economic Forum is probably the first place that's going to do a paper on it. Or some sort of research article on it, but possibly something to look into.
I might try and commission an article on it. And it's not going to be based off any explicit research because there is none. But I'm going to write a paper on it so it could be almost like a precedent.
Does that...
An ideas precedent.
In scientific fields, in scientific circles, is that a big thing when you kind of set precedent for something?
What do you mean?
So, like, we're talking about metaverse and misinformation or, you know, crypto and misinformation in that area. The fact that there's no research on it and the fact that, you know, you're going to do some sort of article, paper on it, is that a big deal?
I think it will garner interest. Whether it's a big deal or not, only time will tell. But yeah, I think it's worth to start exploring these ideas ahead of time. That way, people can start thinking about ways to tackle issues before they even arise. You can get ahead of the problem.
The weirdest thing I have at the moment...
Because it's going to be a problem.
...is that when I'm doing my research, everyone thinks they're an expert. At no point will I ever say I'm a crypto expert, I'm a metaverse expert. I've done my research to a point and I'm constantly doing research. I'm constantly trying to be humble in this environment and help others learn.
Yeah.
But also, you know, make sure that people are aware of the things that are going on in this space. Like, not everything is bad, but there is a lot of bad that is going on. There is a lot of scams and things. But at no point will I ever say I am the all-seeing eye oracle of this, because I'm not. There is people with 13 years more experience than me that aren't experts. The only experts, in my professional opinion, is the guy that founded Ethereum and the guys that do Coinbase.
And Gary V.
Nah, not Gary. Gary V has done due diligence that he needs to do, and he's acquired the information that he's needed to make sure that he can talk on it, in my opinion.
If you're not in the metaverse and you're trying to start a business, you're instantly failing from the jump. Okay? Are you in the metaverse?
At no point has he said that.
Do you have any land in Sandbox?
No.
You need to get some land in Sandbox.
Why do you say Sandbox and not Decentraland?
I don't know. It's just a word that I remembered.
Interesting.
I don't know what that means.
That's actually really interesting.
Viraj, until 2 months ago, a sandbox was just something I played in at primary school. Okay? I'll be honest with you. Until 2 months ago, when someone said sandbox to me, I thought, primary school.
Did you never play the game Sandbox?
No.
Where you like make things with like fire and ice and water?
No. But now, this whole metaverse stuff came out. Like, I really have thought about games I did play. Like, RuneScape was a metaverse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sims, metaverse.
I just didn't realize it was a metaverse.
It's because people like have made this shiny new object and it's a new name and da-da-da. It's just stuff's been around for ages.
Because it's Mark's fault.
Yeah, of course.
Because he showed us that video and no one was thinking about it until he said it.
Yeah.
Literally no one, by the way.
Have you heard that there's a Nordic company called Meta that's suing Meta?
What do they do?
They do something else. They do like IT.
Well, they're not going to win.
No, they don't do IT. They do finance.
They're not going to win.
No, I know. No. I mean, Facebook will probably buy them.
Facebook's lawyers over Meta. Yeah,
I mean, Meta's lawyers over the other Meta's lawyers. Like, who's going to... Let's be perfectly honest. Who's going to win?
Yeah, Facebook.
Just buy the company. Just like, I'm going to acquire you.
Shh, before we block your Facebook accounts.
One of the interesting things, he had like this is turning into business, but like a whole business podcast, but like they had 230 billion wiped off their stock value, their company's value.
Who?
Meta.
Why? What happened?
I cannot remember.
The fact that they can afford to lose 230 billion. These social media companies need to be broken up. That's the only way we're all going to come out of this safely. The government needs to get involved, break up Facebook into smaller companies. It's like what they did with the phone companies in the 70s.
But I've talked about this on my YouTube. America probably won't, because all of these companies are American founded.
Yeah, but they've done it before. They did it with AT&T.
Yeah, but this is slightly different.
That was a huge company back. Well, it still is. But back then, it was extremely powerful. They basically had a monopoly over telephones, telephone lines.
Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. They're all American companies. America is not going to give up that power. America will not give up that power. They want to be able to control them by proxy.
but they don't control them.
They do through their laws.
Yeah, but they don't really. They don't do a good job. They're running a riot. I've said this so many times on this podcast, right? But I can't stress this enough. When the world told Facebook to slow down, they hit the gas so hard. We said, Facebook, your algorithms might be killing people and coercing elections. Mark said, cool story, bro. What I'm going to do is create this virtual world where we can start more extremist groups. Everyone happy? No, you're not happy? I don't care. When Australia, right, tried to stand up to them on journalism, they said, we're just going to stop news in your country for a bit.
Yeah, they got to a point where they're too big to fail. I mean, Apple's working, I think, to be like half a bank.
And then Mark goes, by the way, you didn't make a clip out of this and I'm very upset.
What?
Or maybe it's in the latest episode, right? In the episode that's coming out today or whatever, right? I said these social media companies are basically countries.
Did I miss that clip?
I don't know if you've missed that clip, but you need to find it.
Well, we're putting it back in. So these companies are basically countries.
All right. So social media companies are basically countries, especially with metaverses, because they have online communities. They have billions of people, more than any country does, right? With metaverse, they have online lands where people can socialize and spend all their time in. They have rules, they have laws, they have cultures, they have norms, they have values. With cryptocurrency, they've now got a currency that things can assign value with. How are they any different to a country?
They're not.
They're not. They're new countries. They have capital cities in a weird way, like really
they do
places.
They do. They have like districts. Like inside of Decentraland, there's a crypto exchange district.
Yeah.
Where all the exchanges go and set up shop, and you can like walk in, like experience their little shops.
We're all gonna die.
But are we gonna die inside of a metaverse? Or are we gonna die in reality?
Slowly. We are dying slowly.
No, you just gotta upload your consciousness.
I'm not gonna do that.
I don't think I will. I don't want to live forever.
I've got slow download speeds anyway.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But it's the upload speed that counts.
How big is the file of my brain? Can you look that up? If my brain was a file size, how big would it be? Hey, Jamie, pull that up.
I don't know, you know. It's probably massive.
Some people smaller than others.
Yeah, but
Ali's is probably a gigabyte.
Don't slate Ali, all right? I'm standing in Ali's corner. Don't slate Ali.
Ali's is just like a beta. Like you can get his on WeTransfer pretty quickly.
I mean, you can send everything on WeTransfer, Muhsin. I sent 100 gigabyte file on WeTransfer.
Yeah.
It took 13 hours, but that's beside the point.
You can get Ali's brain in about 20 minutes.
That's a big ass file.
You can make a cup of tea.
Depends on your upload speeds, mate.
Oh, bless him. Ali, I hate you.
Ali, he loves you.
Prick.
Ali, he loves you. Yeah, he's coming.
He's coming where?
He's coming now.
Is he?
Nah, I'm kidding.
Oh, thank God. I don't want him here. I don't like his face.
Yeah, you do. What, have you got a vendetta against Ali now?
I've never liked Ali. Oh, a podcast is out.
Yes, Muhsin.
MMA, UFC, and Jordan Peterson. Interesting.
MMA, UFC, and Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, that's what you titled it on Spotify.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like there was someone writing content. I was like,
No, that's Spotify note.
That's vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I messed up on the thumbnail the other day.
I think you were sending me a message.
I wasn't.
For those of you wondering, Viraj made the thumbnail for our latest episode just a picture of his face and called it the Viraj Audio Experience.
Which is my own personal podcast. I think at that point I was like well into my drunkenness.
Yeah.
How's your podcast clock doing?
I think we are at 47 minutes.
55.
Shit. Well, are we done?
Would you like to be done, Muhsin?
I can carry on. Ask me some questions.
Kanye, what's going on with him?
He's a prick. He's putting out all of his dirty laundry on Instagram. That guy, I fear for Kanye.
Why?
Does Kanye strike you as a guy who's going to live a perfectly normal life and he's going to die of natural causes at 85?
No.
No, he doesn't. Something's going to happen to that guy. If it's God forbid, but something's going to happen to that guy. He's not on a good path. The fact that he's putting out these messages is, by the way, abusive to Kim, and also he's abusing himself by doing this. He must be in a whirlwind right now.
Do you think he knows he's in a whirlwind?
No, I don't think he does. And I think if he does work out that he's in a whirlwind, I think he probably believes that it's part of his destiny as who he is as a figurehead in history. Kanye will only be truly appreciated when he's gone anyway. He's one of those guys.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those situations like Picasso.
I mean, he is greatly appreciated now, but everything the man said he was gonna do, he did and better. When
You sent me a reel. You sent me a clip of him when he was younger.
yeah,
And you were like, there was no hesitation in his voice.
no doubt in his eyes. Ask me questions and see if you see a little bit of hesitation.
Will you become the biggest comedian in the world?
Hopefully, like that would be nice. Bit of a stretch.
He said it like, yes,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah. They asked him, he was like, I want to go to the NFL too. Sure, I can do that. I can do anything. I'm Kanye. In 2012...
His self-belief is different.
It's incredible. In 2012, he went on the Breakfast Club and said, I'm going to be a billionaire. And they all laughed him out the room. He's now a multi-billionaire.
I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah. Which is insane. I didn't believe he would have ever been a billionaire. Did you?
Nah.
No. And he wasn't guessing.
No. And there's only a handful of billionaires in hip-hop.
He started off, he said he wanted to be the biggest producer in the world, right? People probably laughed at him. He did it.
Yep.
And he said he wanted to be the biggest rapper. Everyone said stick to producing.
Nah, did it.
He did it. And then he said, I want to get into fashion. Boy, did he now.
How many Yeezys have you got?
Now, when he makes clothes, all these Topshop, Boohoo, all these people
All
just
copy
copy
him.
him for cheaper versions. There's lots of little mini Kanyes walking around the street.
I remember the hype of the Yeezy 750 when it first came out. Boy.
I'll tell you what. One thing...
He carved out like hypebeast culture.
He makes the nicest looking slippers.
The slides?
Yeah, the slides. They are the best looking sliders.
Although they're a little bit oversized in my opinion.
They're fashion. They look good.
You'd wear them out.
Yeah, you could wear those out and no one's going to call you a chav.
Nah. I just don't want to pay resale on them.
He makes the nicest looking Crocs. Where else are you going to find a Croc that looks that nice?
Oh, have you seen Balenciaga's version of that?
I haven't.
It's literally a foot in carbon fiber. It's so weird.
Interesting.
It's so uncomfortable.
Kanye is a bona fide genius.
He is. He is.
His music's not as good as it used to be, but that's perfectly normal.
His music isn't appreciated until years later.
Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about the Donda album.
You say that now. I think in another 5 years, you'll go back and listen to it and you'll be like, these are bangers. We got documentation.
Who is the greatest rapper, hip-hop artist of all time? And that's not just about skill. That's about significance to culture, their personality, and their rap skill, all combined into one. Not just their ability on the mic.
You can't say there's one. I can give you a top 3 of my opinion.
Go on.
I think Eminem.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And the last one I find is difficult.
I think it's Tupac.
Yeah, I could go with that.
The aura and the representation and what he stood for, and at the time of how it happened, he is possibly one of the most iconic figures ever to live. And what he did in rap at the time he was doing it.
The iconic figures ever to live.
In terms of rappers who had the most raw, the rapper with the most raw talent ever was Biggie Smalls.
You think?
Yeah, you know how old Biggie was when he died?
No.
He was either 23 or 24.
That's it.
Yeah, and he had 2 kids, got married, and became one of the biggest rap artists ever. He was like 24 when he died.
What?
Yeah.
How did I not know
Tupac
this?
was like 25.
Yeah, I knew they were young. I just didn't realize they were that young.
They put a lot into their lives pretty quickly. They live full lives, basically.
Yeah.
In just a very short amount of time.
Do you ever feel like that?
Not to that level.
Because, like, sometimes when I'm like meeting new people and I'm talking about myself, and I say it out loud, and they look at me and like, you've done a lot, and I'm there
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
And I sit there and I'm like, yeah, I kind of have. And it's especially in these last couple of years where, you know, we've met and we've been doing things together in like road trips in India and all of that. And I'm like, I've like lived a mini life inside of my life.
You know who you are? Have you ever seen Meet the Fockers and Meet the Parents?
I have, yeah.
So you know...
I don't remember the film though.
So you know Owen Wilson's character in it, the ex-boyfriend?
I'm
It's
gonna
got
have to
this
go home and watch it.
life where he goes like, he just says stuff that just sounds fake. Like you could say, well, during my time learning yoga in the mountains of India, like
Oh
yeah,
yes,
you could say stuff like that, and it sounds like a lie, but it's genuinely true.
Oh man, I make so
Yeah.
many jokes. But the thing is though, like I make up, like it's fun.
You
And,
could
like,
say,
I say stuff to people, but my lies are wrapped up in truths. So it's so hard to tell the difference of what is a lie and what is a truth.
What that true? Like when you could say stuff like, during my times high while watching human cremations, you'd be like, what? You did what? Sorry, you did what?
My first school was in Malaysia, and that's where I got caught by a tiger.
Did you go to school in Malaysia?
I did go to school in Malaysia.
Did you actually?
Yeah, my first school.
Wait,
was in
have we
Malaysia.
spoke about this?
Yeah.
I know the tiger bit's bollocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, you've told me this, haven't you?
Yeah, I went to nursery in Malaysia.
That's weird.
It's where I learned to swim.
That's weird.
I was on this like, there's this thing in our culture, where you your firstborn son has their head shaved off, and we went back to my
Is that why you're
family
bald?
town. No, Muhsin, it's
Okay.
not. I haven't just been like bald for 23 years, 24 years. But yeah, no, my first school was in Malaysia. It was like a very small period of time.
Damn. You had a weird life.
I have. When I really deep it, it was like, it was cool. And then there was like 18 years of schooling, or like 16 years of schooling where all I did was study.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like my life's restarted again. I just never want to get complacent again.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I never want to just sit back on my laurels and just get complacent.
Sometimes you do need to relax, though.
Relax and get complacent are two different things, in my opinion.
Yeah. I would say I'm a busy, lazy guy.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
You get shit done when it needs to be done. That's for sure.
But I do it in bed.
Doesn't matter where you do it, gets done.
Yeah. I got to stop working in bed. I think that's part of my fatigue.
Yeah,
I don't think
because
it's healthy
you
to
don't
work
change the thing.
Yeah, I don't think
You
it's
don't change
healthy
the environment.
Yeah, I don't think it's healthy to work in bed.
This is why I don't have a headboard. So I can't work
Maybe.
in bed.
Maybe I should get rid of my headboard.
I wouldn't get rid of your headboard. Like, frames to bed. I've been through this
It's a
whole
bit
feng shui
childish
thing.
that you don't have a headboard.
Oh, look, leave me alone. I'm trying to
not a
buy
good look.
trying to buy.
What
a bed.
if, God forbid, you brought a girl home and you haven't got a headboard? That's a big ick for girls. When you go to his
Is it?
house and he doesn't have a headboard. It's an ick. Yeah, it is an ick.
I will clip it up. We'll see what they say.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
That's a
At
massive
uni,
ick.
did you have a headboard?
Yes.
I did not have a headboard at uni.
Yeah. Always had a headboard.
No, I did not
Every
have a
year I had
headboard.
a headboard.
For the last 2 years.
Don't
I
mean to
didn't have a
flex.
headboard.
Yeah, but you have good posture, so you don't need one.
I had good posture. I don't have good posture
I
now.
have terrible posture. Awful.
My arms, my shoulders are rounded. They are like balls now. Like I just.
So I've lost weight, yeah?
Facts.
Yeah.
100%.
Good.
And I haven't seen you for what, a week?
No, more than
Nah,
that.
it's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Good.
No, it's been 2 weeks since I've seen you. You've lost so much weight in that time.
Good.
The camera doesn't do you justice. FaceTime.
It's still got a long way to go.
Did you get a trim since 1 Minute Smoke?
No. I only get haircuts for 1 minute smoke these
Do
days.
you?
Yeah, I don't.
I just get.
I have
haircuts for 1
an
Minute
extremely
Smoke.
attractive girlfriend. I don't need to look good.
All right, calm down. Some of us
Really,
don't.
she's really fit. Viraj is lonely. Oh, Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Valentine's Day.
Jesus, here we go.
Yeah, all right. Tell us about your feelings about Valentine's Day. Let's talk about that because you made a comment. I wish I had a Valentine's.
No, I'm only taking
Why?
the mic. I'm only taking the
No,
mic.
but you're not. You're
I
not. I
am.
know you're not.
I am.
You're not. You're
Muhsin,
not.
I
You're not.
am.
You're not. I know.
There is one day a year where I sit back and I go, I should have a girlfriend. I would like a girlfriend. I would like a partner in crime. It's not there. And that all happens in a split second.
So you want a girlfriend?
Okay, look, this is what happened, all right? I was at work on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I was working from home,
Right.
all right? My mum and dad decided to take the mick.
In what sense?
So, apparently, apparently this is the thing that they do. My dad sends my mum flowers.
My guy.
Okay.
Respect.
Absolutely. And he gets whoever's delivering them the message to say SA.
His initials, for people don't know.
Yes, but they also mean secret admirer. They can be signed off as secret admirer.
Oh,
so my
bless
mum
him.
comes in. I've just come off with me. She goes, "Oh, look what came for you." And I'm sitting there going, "What came for me?" She's like, oh, haven't you seen it? I'm like, what are you on about? Like, the doorbell didn't ring. She's like, yeah, it did. Like you got something in the kitchen. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, who likes me?
It was me.
And so these guys are taking the complete mick.
Yeah.
And every single person in the house is in on it. And I'm there like freaking out. Like, I have a secret admirer and I don't know. I haven't left the house. How is this possible? Yeah. And I'm just like, what's going on? So I'm like banging on the door. My dad's in this meeting. I'm like, Dad, is this you? And he's like, I'm in a meeting. And my mum starts breaking. Like, she starts cracking. I'm like, I freaking knew it. I knew they were his initials. But thing is, though, they could have been my brother's initials to his mum. They could have been my dad's initials. They could have been secret admirer. Who knows? I was freaking out.
What did your... Oh, yeah, carry on.
I was freaking out. And I was like, what the hell? This has happened. My dad comes in and he's like, we got you, didn't we? And I was like, oh, Jesus, you're kidding me. Like, come on. This is my second day at work or something.
Yeah, it was his flowers all along to your mum.
And they had the thing when they were kids.
Does your brother make a big thing out of Valentine's Day?
Nah, he doesn't make a big deal.
Really?
Nah, he's like, cool, get on with it. I didn't see my brother for Valentine's Day. Like, he was just in his room working.
Yeah, I don't care about Valentine's Day.
What did you do for Valentine's Day?
Nothing. My missus went to the gym and I was...
You didn't do what, like one of those...
When was Valentine's Day?
It was the 14th?
Monday.
Yeah.
I was at home watching telly.
That's it?
Yeah.
You didn't do anything special?
No.
Why?
We don't really care.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Last year we went something called randonauting.
That's a word?
Yeah,
for
so
something?
basically it's this thing that my missus saw on TikTok, right? So you go to this website and it generates random coordinates near you and you go there to see what's there.
Okay.
And we did it in the middle of the night and we ended up in the middle of a field in Egham somewhere. And it was quite fun. It was different.
Are you serious? This is a thing?
Yeah.
Well, they're like actual people, communities of people that do this?
Yeah. And some people have died doing it.
And you decided that on Valentine's Day this would be a good idea last year?
Yeah, we did that.
Even
we took
though
a nap as well. Well, Khadija took a nap. I said her name, sorry. I'm not sure she likes me saying her name on this, but there you go.
Random naughting.
Yeah.
It's an app.
I've got a good girlfriend.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah, she's a cool girl, innit?
I don't see her much these days.
I mean, neither do I. I see her like once a week. At best. She's busy, I'm busy life. But, yeah, I've got a nice girlfriend. She's a nice girl.
When you get married, do you love her?
Viraj. I'll tell you off it.
Okay.
Of course. But,
My guy.
yeah, I ain't getting married anytime soon.
I think you should.
No, I'm too young. She's way too young.
I think you should just get it over with.
She's only like 21.
Cradle snatcher.
It's gonna be a cradle snatcher. It's because there's a 10-year age difference between my brother-in-law and my sister.
Really?
Yeah. I always make jokes like that. I was like, oh, you met her when she was 9 and she met
I think
you
there's a
when
big
she
enough
was 20.
there's a big enough age gap between you two for it to be okay.
It's only 4 years. That's like optimum. According to research, that's the optimum age difference.
Did you look at research to see?
No, I saw it on the internet, so who knows if it's
you
true.
100% looked it up.
No, I didn't. I genuinely saw it on TikTok. So it's probably not even true now that I think about it.
Oh, I don't believe you.
Yeah, apparently the ideal age difference between a man and a woman is 4 years.
So you're spreading
Girls
misinformation
find,
now?
Maybe. Girls find men most attractive when they're 4 years older. Who knows why? Ladies, if you can explain why in the comments, please tell us why.
There's something about maturity and men maturing later in life, but who knows? I think I'm mature for my age.
So where would you like, if you could, okay.
Oh, here we go.
Describe your ideal woman.
No, I don't know what my ideal woman looks like.
Man or woman, because I know you like both.
I am interested in women.
Okay, yeah. All right, so describe your ideal woman.
I don't have Muhsin. I don't
All right,
have one.
God tells you have to design a woman.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
Just do it for the entertainment.
I don't know her.
The Moroccan princess woman.
The Moroccan princess woman on the wall.
Yeah.
That's just looking at you.
Go away. Her eyes follow you around the room. It's kind of creepy.
It is very
Yeah,
creepy.
it's very creepy, especially at night.
She's very big as well.
Yeah. My students last year used to take the mick out of it in classes. because it'd be my background, and they'll be like, "Why do you live in a museum?" And I'm like, "Does look like I live in a museum."
It does.
Yeah. Oh, no, this ain't my house, by the way. This is definitely just a studio that we paid for. With all the millions we make from this podcast.
Oh, the billions. You're underselling yourself.
Go on, for the fun of it, just describe a woman.
What does my ideal woman look like? Bubbly personality.
Okay. What does that mean? People say bubbly personality. What does that mean to you?
Someone that's like outgoing. And
Okay.
this is rather loud. This is quite amazing. We're in the middle of a storm
Do
here.
you want to shut it?
That's all right. It's fine.
It's fine.
Like someone that's outgoing.
Yeah.
Someone that is interesting. And what I mean by interesting is not like just interesting to me. Someone that, you know, I can hold a conversation with and talk about a variety of things with across subjects. I think that'd be cool. Someone that pushes me to be a better version of myself.
Okay. I'm going to stop you.
Okay.
Because this sounds like the bullshit that everyone says.
Okay.
Go deeper. Go deeper.
I thought that was
So
deeper.
things that are actually going to matter. Actually matter.
That does.
Day-to-day.
That really does. Day to day matter to me.
No, I'm talking about around the house. I'm talking about...
Someone that's clean, for God's sake.
Yeah, like stuff, like real stuff.
Someone that's clean.
Pushes me to be a better person. All of that
No,
stuff.
that's facts. Like, come on.
That just seems like... I feel like... when
She
people
does
say
that for you.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm talking about real, like, life stuff.
I think that was real life stuff.
I think it's just like, I don't know.
What, you think it's just all fluff?
I think after 30 years, I don't think that's the thing you're worrying about.
You know what? If I could sum it up into a sentence, yeah?
Yeah.
One sentence, I want a partner in crime.
Okay.
I want someone that someone that I can be aligned to together, and we can go out and conquer the world.
Something on that. You know, one time my missus at 1 Minute Smoke, she did the door, right?
Yeah.
So she was booking people in. And I remember seeing her sat there like, my missus kind of looks like a bit of a puppy sometimes. She's just there like, "Hi, how are you?" Right? And she was sat there and she was like checking
What's the
people in.
Irish accent?
I don't know. Right? And she was checking people in. And I'm like, you see, that's a team. That's teamwork, right?
Yes,
She's like, you know, like she's helping putting food on the table, even though we don't live together and there's no food that necessarily needs to go on the table. But do you know what I mean? I get that. I get that, yeah?
Like, if
Yeah,
I could sum it up into a sentence, it's that. I want a partner in crime, someone that I can work with for a long period of time to get done.
Someone to hide bodies with.
I am not saying that I've hidden bodies or not hidden
You
bodies.
definitely have.
You can make up all the misinformation about me that you want.
Yeah, okay. Disinformation.
Whatever you'd like to call it.
Disinformation.
If you're
is not
making up new
misinformation.
words, okay. But someone that is a ride or die.
Yeah.
Someone that you're going to actually, like, do things with. Like, actually make moves with.
Would you be okay with your girlfriend making more money than you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah? Yeah.
Go
same.
make $1.50
I'll
more
stay
than
at
me.
home if need be.
If what needs to happen happens,
Yeah.
you can go out and work.
Yeah,
And you can go out and you can earn millions.
Yeah. Why not?
And I will hold down the household. If that's the decision that we make together.
Just buy me something pretty at the end of each week to keep me
Lord, here we
sweet.
go,
Buy me a
freaking
nice tennis bracelet.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not even entirely sure what it is. But it
I
sounds
don't know
nice.
what a tennis bracelet is.
Yeah.
Why is it called a tennis bracelet?
I don't know. Rich people probably wear it when they're playing tennis. That's why.
Dumb.
Yeah.
It's going to fall off.
On that note, March 5th, 1 Minute Smoke in a new, improved venue. We are at the Old Tigers Head in Southeast London. And guess what? This 1 Minute Smoke is on a Saturday. So be there.
Bam!
Or be squared. Is this even going to be out on time?
Yeah.
You sure? Just about.
It's next week.
This comes out next week?
Yes, sir.
What's it next week? Oh, yeah. So the 23rd.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, yeah. You got plenty of time.
Muhsin doesn't
Buy
know
your
his
tickets,
dates.
or I'll knock you out.
Remember, these tickets sell fast, so you better go get them, all right?
Yeah, they sell really fast.
They sell really, really quickly.
Which is why they're always available up until the day of the show.
You don't need to say that,
Okay, yeah.
okay? Don't
Yeah.
make me clip you out.
Okay.
I will mask over you and I'll be having a
We
conversation
don't
with
actually
myself.
even know what really our capacity is. We just kind of sell tickets.
We
from
sell
there.
out every single time.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
doesn't matter on what the capacity
When
is.
you're
all
there,
right?
it feels like it's sold out.
All facts.
Yeah.
We have, remember,
That's because we know how
1
many
Minute
people are
Smoke
coming.
is bigger than just a comedy show. You try and put it in a little box, right? It's not a box. We are a networking event. We are a night out. We are a comedy show. We are everything rolled into one. We are your wildest dreams.
We're not a box, we're a treasure test.
Absolutely. We're $1 million. But this podcast, leave us a review, leave us a like, leave us whatever it is on these podcasting platforms that need us to, move up in the algorithms. We're on every podcasting platform, YouTube, soon to be on Twitch, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts. Whatever it is on and whatever it isn't on, you just let me know in the comments and I'll get it on there for you.
We're also on the hub. Why don't we just upload this to the hub for the shits and gigs? Can we do that? Would they take it down for it not being...
I don't know. I'm also too scared to go and do that.
That'd be funny. It would be funny.
Muhsin is going to put it on that.
Yes, I'm going to put this on the hub.
Have a lovely evening. And we'll see you soon.
Also, it's amazing how, just by saying the hub, people know what I'm talking about.
Yes, Muhsin. People. Can we talk about this another time?
Dirty. Oh, by the way, it's interesting. The hubs, the 2 highest days of the year for the hubber in a year. Valentine's Day and Christmas Day. It's their most views on those 2 days. What is wrong with you people?
I don't know what was wrong with people.
I'm lonely. No one loves me. Ah!
This guy, man. I have to put up with this.
Someone give me a cuddle.
Someone, just please subscribe. Please subscribe so I don't have to deal with this anymore. I can just go into the background and I can manage just like Uncle Dana, all right?
Bye.
Bye.